Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Esther, and today, as you can see from the title, I'll be talking about 10 tips that you should know before you visit the United States of America. I visited the US around 4 times, and on those 4 times I got the opportunity to visit multiple states within the US. So when I went there, I think I visited 7 states in total: New York, Miami, Idaho, Pennsylvania, Texas, New Jersey. Yeah, I only remember 6 for now. So yeah, I think I'm a bit experienced to give you guys some tips on things I wish I knew before I went there. I wrote it down in my notepad, so you'll be seeing me checking it periodically. Alright, so the first one is you need a valid visa. So there's 3 types of visas that can allow you to visit the United States. The B1, B2 visa is for tourism, or if you're going to conduct business in the United States. You can say 6 months each time, and it's not recommended for you to stay the full 6 months. So the next visa you have is a temporary visas, like the J1 visa and the H2B visa. Those visas allow you to work while you're staying in the US. And the third one is the one that they give to permanent residents, right? So the next thing is, if you wanted to stay connected to your mobile server, it's best to roam your phone. Honestly, there's a lot of places in the US that has free Wi-Fi, but not everywhere has free Wi-Fi. And you may be in a situation, I was in a situation even the other day when I went to Miami, where I had to be walking up and down searching for free Wi-Fi just to call an Uber. And you don't want to be in that situation. You always want to be connected. So it's best to roam your phone, contact your local mobile provider, and find out the fee for roaming your phone. So the next thing is transportation. Guys, the United States of America is an enormous country. Like a big, bad. Like, I'm from Jamaica, and Jamaica is a small island. A lot of places in the city you can walk to, but the US is so big, not everywhere you can walk to, even if it's in the same city, right? So it's best to research like the transportation system before you go there. A lot of places have shuttle, but the shuttle isn't very convenient. One might come every 2 hours, every hour. And maybe depending on where you want to go, that's not very convenient for you. So it's best to get a Lyft or an Uber. Guys, Uber is very expensive. Like, if you're going to visit the US, like, make sure say your transportation budget is like really high, because the way your Uber works is not a set fee like a shuttle. Basically, it depends on the distance that you're going, the availability of cars in your area, and also the weather. Because I remember the other day I was in Miami, and I'm going to keep relating back to that because that's my most recent trip. I was going the Monday and it cost me $13. So the Tuesday when I was going back to the same place, the rain was tearing, it was bussing, right? And it was a bit later, it was close to midnight, and guys, $50 was the cheapest that I got an Uber for to go home. And bear in mind, it was 50 minutes away, and on the day before, the Uber only cost $13. So you have to bear that in mind, that the Uber costs fluctuate and it's not like standard, right? Okay. The other thing is, in Jamaica, we don't really have a tipping system. Even when we go to restaurants, like, a lot of persons don't tip because it's not really standard at some restaurants for you to tip. But in the US, it's a must that you tip for like services that you get, like valet, housekeeping, a server serving your food. Tips are expected when you get certain services, and I believe it's between 15 to 20% of the overall cost of the meal. So as I said before, be prepared to spend more when you go and get certain services in the US. They have like a big tipping system. Okay, legal drinking age in the United States is 21. So if you go to a restaurant or a bar and you try to order an alcoholic drink, like, don't be surprised if they ask you for your ID. In Jamaica, the legal drinking age is 18, and even when you're below 18, like, you go to a restaurant, they're not going to ask you for your ID. I've never been anywhere and they ask me for my ID when I'm going to buy a drink. Mind you, I don't really drink like that, but whenever I do order a drink, I don't recall them ever asking for an ID. But yeah, the legal drinking age is 21. And yeah, so don't be surprised when they ask for your ID. The next point, the next tip is the US has 52 states, and each state have their different rules, their different laws. So what might be okay to do in New York maybe isn't okay to do in Pennsylvania, for example. So ensure you do your research before you visit the states, like some of the rules. Alright, the next tip, I don't even know which number I'm reach right now, guys, but the next tip is that the US, them work on time. Like, Jamaicans were ever late. For me, I'm ever late. Sad to say, I'm working on it, but we just have this thing about being so tardy. But the US is an on-time system. Like, even the other day, when I was in Miami, I went to do a boat ride, right? So honestly, we never really planned our day good, because I had breakfast at IHOP and then took the Uber to the place to do the boat ride, and we just never really planned the day good, right? So the boat ride was 12. We got there 12 under that. By the way, 11:59. And by the way, we never even know. It's when we got the place to do the boat ride, it was like a market. So we had to be walking up and down, asking person, oh, where can we find this and where can we find there, and literally running to catch the place, right? It's when we got there 11:59, and guys, the man said we almost missed the boat, because even if we were 1 minute late, he wouldn't have allowed us to go on the boat, and the tickets are non-refundable. So bear that in mind. Be on time for your reservations. Like, be on time. And I feel like it's best to, like, try to get there at least half an hour before, because you know anything can happen. You might be not sure exactly where you're going. So yeah, leave out. Just try to get there at least 30 minutes before the time that you should. Food sizing in the US is bigger than usual. In my opinion, their burgers are bigger, their servings are bigger, they serve more fries. They have a refillable soda. You know, like when you go KFC and them have that part the way you can refill your drinks. Fills on sodas. And I think they do that in like all of their fast food restaurants. I know in Jamaica, I think they only do it at KFC, and since COVID they stopped doing it. With that in mind, you might come home a bit chunkier. So yeah, and they also have all you can eat buffets. I've been to a few Asian restaurants which was all you can eat. At the time, guys, I wasn't a little YouTuber. I wasn't a YouTuber or anything, so I never really got to share that moment with you guys. But I've been to a few, and it's really nice, it's really fun. I don't really eat a lot, so I just kind of, it's the same portions as if I would be served the food. My next tip, I think this is tip number 9. I'm going to try and number them when I'm editing this vlog, this video. It typically gets darker around 9 p.m. in the US. I know in Jamaica from 6 o'clock, the time start look dark. And you know, say, yeah man, at evening and night soon come down. No, in the US it's around after 9 that the time gets darker. So this can really affect like your sleeping pattern, like, because if at 9 o'clock before the time starts to get dark, chances are you're not going to want to go to bed until the time is dark. So bear this in mind. It get dark really late, like maybe after 9, after 10. Next point, and this is my last tip for you guys, is card is more widely used in the US. they don't, a lot of places that I went to, they don't really accept cash, mostly cards. So call your local bank provider and let them know that you're traveling so that you'll be able to use your card overseas. I was able to use my Scotia card and my NCB credit card. I have an account with Jane. I wasn't able to use my Jane account. So bear that in mind when you travel. They don't really use cash. I would say like have cash. Like maybe just bring $100 for the trip. And try get them in small singles like 5s, 10s, 20s, no 50s. Not the $100 bulk, right? Get them in singles. So yes, that's it for my tip, guys. I hope this was very informative for you. Going to the US is a privilege, and it's a really big, beautiful country. Nothing like the Caribbean, but it's still big and beautiful, and you get to go to all the places that you've seen on TV and in movies, basically, yeah, on TV. This is the end of this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Honestly, I've been down with the flow. I'm just starting to feel better, and my voice is just starting to come back, because guys, my voice wasn't even like this like a day ago, right? But I'm so determined to get this video out for you guys. And yeah, enjoy your trip. If you've traveled and you think I missed a tip, like comment down below so it can help whosoever comes across this video and will be traveling soon. Bye guys. Remember to like, comment, share and subscribe. Mwah.